Vaping in developmental youth is a rising issue in today's society. Vaping is the new alternative to smoking traditional cigarettes. With vaping being a relatively new trend that has picked up speed over the last 5 years, it is unknown the long-term effects that may accompany habitual vaping. Advocates are becoming increasingly concerned about the popularity of vaping, especially among young people. Vaping, unlike cigarettes, has a higher concentration of nicotine. While e-cigarettes have the potential to serve as an effective harm reduction tool for existing smokers, it is a gateway for youth to first-time smoking. The variety of flavors has made vaping appealing to youth.
The stigma of e-cigarettes and vaping began with the rise to find a safer alternative to tobacco cigarettes. There has been an upward increase in the visibility of vaping, just like there was in the 1990s for cigarettes. The tobacco industry is continuing to evolve and adapt to new regulations on tobacco products, a declining domestic cigarette market, and growing international cigarette business.
Started out as a novelty sold primarily on the internet has quickly grown into a $1 billion-a-year enterprise, pushing cigarette makers to enlarge their profits without any concern over the well-being of their users. The use of vapes is on a steady rise just as cigarettes were throughout the 1980s and 1990s, although cigarettes grabbed the attention of youth by being popular among television shows and movies. The vaping industry has been quick to blame these lung infections on the use of counterfeit or cheap imitation brands that use subpar agents to cut the product. These inferior vape products have resulted in the exposure to toxic chemicals in lungs, causing a variety of damage among a large group of people. FDA hard at work in determining the next steps to control this epidemic of mysterious lung illnesses. There have been talk about changing the labeling on these products as well as putting more strict laws in place to protect the youth especially. It is more critical than ever that the medical and public health community adopt evidence-based guidelines to ensure that governments implement the kinds of policies and programs that will be effective in reducing tobacco use. Public health experts have stated that Juul has largely grown the e-cigarette industry by making up roughly 75%. The Juul product is a small and convenient form of an e-cigarette. Juul is being investigated by the FDA for making statements in schools to the nation's youth about their products. Advertisements appear all over social media. These ads associate Juul with being cool, having fun, relaxation, freedom, and sex appeal.
One of the main problems with Juuls is the fact that its main target audience are adolescents. The different flavoring of the Juuls is a way to intrigue them and make them more marketable to a generation who were once going away from cigarettes. A similar strategy was introduced when cigarettes were popular, known as bubblegum cigarettes that were also sold to children. In a survey conducted by YPulse, 45% of middle and high school students said that vaping is more for the flavor than it is for the nicotine. This is a prime example as to why the vaping industries added the variety of flavors. However, as children think they are vaping for the flavors, they do not realize that they are also becoming addicted to the nicotine, thus going through multiple pods in a day, which is the equivalent of 20 cigarettes per pod. In another survey conducted by YPulse, 44% of college students responded that vaping looks cool. Some of the college students that were surveyed stated that they vape simply because they like the way it looks, not because of the need for nicotine. This is one of the reasons why vaping has become such an epidemic because of the fact that vaping looks cooler. It is rare that you walk across a college campus without being hit in the face by a huge cloud of flavored smoke from the person in front of you vaping. There is also the stigma that vaping reduces stress and anxiety within individuals. However, this statement is not entirely true. While it may feel as though you are experiencing less stress, your body is actually going through more stress due to the fact that your blood pressure and heart rate is increasing. Additionally, your muscles are more tense and less oxygen is readily available to your body and brain.
E-cigarettes are marketed as being easier, having a better smell, and a better taste. As shown in the advertisement, e-cigarettes do not need an ashtray. This depicts e-cigarettes as being more convenient and therefore more appealing. The advertisement also shows the e-cigarettes have a nice smell and contain flavor. E-cigarettes have the option of a variety of chemical flavors, such as cotton candy and other sweets, that make them have a good taste and a delightful smell, which only add to their appeal. E-cigarettes are often marketed as a safer and healthier alternative to regular cigarettes and nicotine. Although these companies may state that their products are a safer, better version, the truth is that they are unaware of the long-term effects. An article from CNN recently stated how Juul marketed their products as a safer alternative to cigarettes without having the scientific evidence to support their claim. E-cigarettes are advertised as cool and fun. The advertisement above is from Juul. It contains vibrant colors and a younger female enjoying the product. The use of bright colors and a happy teenager is a tactic in making the use of vapes and e-cigarettes seem fun and exciting. E-cigarettes also advertise by using seductive imagery. Many companies have advertisement with a strong sex appeal. These companies do this because they know sex sells and their message will reach the target audience. E-cigarettes have another method to specifically target youth, which is through scholarships. According to the Truth Initiative, e-cigarette companies are offering scholarships to students for writing essays. Many of these essay topics involve the benefits of e-cigarettes or how they have a positive impact on smoking.
Time for the FDA to come forward and take a stand against the manipulation of youth when it comes to flavored nicotine products. By preventing the marketing of flavored e-cigarettes, the FDA will allow these nicotine products to get to their target market, helping those who are tobacco cigarette users and protecting the youth from this alarming epidemic. Mayo Clinic pathologist Dr. Brandon Larson stated that these vaping cases are a form of a severe chemical injury that is not common to tobacco cigarette smokers or a traditional marijuana smoker. Investigations are continuing, and as a result, a number of states have authorized bans on vaping products. And CDC officials have urged Americans to withstand from e-cigarette use until the cause of these illnesses can be determined. In 2014, the FDA proposed companies would be permitted to make claims for reduced risk only if the agency confirms the claim based on scientific evidence while also finding a benefit to the health of the public. While the proposed rules represent a good step in tobacco control, there are still gaps in these laws affecting the most vulnerable population, youth. The FDA must make a change to the leniency in these laws, and they need to make it now.